Hello and welcome back to Wario Land 4! uh, oh. I didn't get you this time, did I? Oh. Hello and welcome back to Wario Land 3, and then, I guess, on the last episode, we completed the Emblem of Sunlight, which allowed us to banish Eternal Night here. I mean, night can still come, if we so will it, but only if we so will it. The sky is at our command now. We own the sun and the moon. There are ours to command. We also got the Jumbo Jump, which allows us to jump better, which is nice. So now we're going to go explore the Castle of Illusions now that daytime has come around. And also, something I'm interested in, because once you get the ability to make it day, light streams in through these windows. And is there not a zombie down here? Oh, there's a zombie. I knew there used to be a zombie there, but I wasn't 100% sure if it would appear. I am just out of complete curiosity. I'm going to go ahead and make it nighttime and come back in here because I want to see if moonlight stream... Nope, moonlight does not stream through the windows here. I wasn't sure if that was a thing that would change after we got the Emblem of Sunlight or not. And since I was curious, I figured, hey, why not check rather than just talking about it and then not being 100% sure, you know? Why not check? It took like, what, like 20 seconds to do? So I guess the moon still hasn't completely recharged from, you know, being eternally night. Like, it's still like, man, you know, I've had an extra long shift and I still have to go to work the next day. This is lame. It's gonna take a while for the moon to recover, and by that I mean the moonlight will just never become untransforming goodness in this level. And I almost left this room without coming over to here to hit the button, which would have been very dumb on my part, because we need it to be able to continue onwards, because as we saw last time we were here, hitting these switches is going to be paramount. I forgot the word paramount for a moment. I almost said tetramount, but that's not a word? I don't think it's a word. Pretty sure it's not a word. But yes, now that there's sunlight streaming through the windows, the zombies aren't as hard of punishments as they used to be, because now rather than just flopping down to whenever you find your next lantern, you can de-transform mid-fall and then maybe airily correct yourself like as you fall. Airily correct doesn't sound correct, but you can do some air correction. But now that we have sunlight streaming through the windows, we were able to get hit by zombie and then fall down here and get transformed back into normal Wario. You could also potentially break these throwable blocks if you could find something to throw. Unfortunately, the birds are too heavy for us to throw at the moment, so nothing we can do here. This is kind of an interesting area where you have something in the foreground. This is an effect they use very often. In fact, I'm 100% sure that they've hidden stuff behind here. So I'm just going to keep jumping to check, and let's use this guy, a new enemy that we haven't seen up until now. Some kind of weird mollusk thing? I'm not 100% sure. It definitely looks like some form of sea creature. But it's a very interesting thing with spikes on it, but when you ground pound and flop it up into the sky, you can ride it up. And it's just kind of a neat enemy to make use of your new advanced ground pound. I kind of wish you saw some of those guys before now, because then it'd be like, oh, you know, those are just those weird enemies that are stuck to the ground, and then maybe it'd be like, oh wait, I have a new way to interact with them. Let me see what happens when I do that, and you know, we could ground pound and knock that slime off the ceiling, but we'll just use a switch. We had to hit the switch anyway, so whatever, and we'll just go ahead and avoid the zombie, because becoming a zombie, not what we want to do right now. Not what we want to do right now at all. And I think we're going to... Okay, no wait, we are going to need to use that Paragoon, but we have to clear out the way first, because otherwise we'd have no way of getting the Paragoon up there safely. But yes, just those... I kind of wish you saw those mollusk enemies. If they are a mollusk, I have no idea what anything is. This is known. Earlier in the game, just because it'd be like, oh yeah, now I have a new way to interact with them. It's cool. But red treasure... Oh, I guess we destroyed the Paragoon by opening the chest. That was neat. Yeah, this was kind of an interesting level to show off, like, here's the Castle Illusions during the day. You actually have to use the light streaming through the window. It's a nice... I really enjoy the way that this game has, like, a bunch of different forms of lock and key. Like, there's the obvious ones, like the ones requiring, like, oh, you're stronger now, you can break these blocks you couldn't break. But then the real neat ones that interact with transformations in a fun way, like that one. Or Wario deciding to become an angry mob and burn down a forest. That's also an interesting lock and key. A very, very interesting lock and key, which unlocks one of my favorite levels in the game almost entirely because of the aesthetic, because as you saw, it was called the Forest of Fear. And boy howdy, am I a sucker for the spooky levels. I'm a big fan of just creepy, fun areas, which is why, obviously, we're not going to do the Forest of Fear right now. We're going to completely ignore the Forest of Fear. We're going to completely ignore the Forest of Fear for quite a while, in fact. It's gonna be a while before we come back here. Just because, honestly, I'm a big fan of the level, and I want to hold on to it for a later point so we can savor it. We're going to savor the hell out of that level. We're going to savor it so much. Maybe you guys, maybe it's a bad idea to do it the way I actually want to do it. I believe one of these has the red key we can drop down to get to. Oh, also, just because I didn't mention it, you have to use the jumbo jump to get up on here. I just hopped off the bird, like on autopilot mode without thinking about it, because I was teasing you guys with the Forest of Fear, because we're going to savor that level. You could also jump off this. I almost called it a paragoon, but the spearhead if you miss the bird. It's a nice little area, like, once again, like, a nice little lock and key mechanic that this game has, and I believe that I don't want to kill these, Baron Count Richteroffens, or, Baron Count Richteroffen, I guess that's a way to, call him, since I don't have no idea what his name is. I guess he was really fed up with me bullying him there, because he was not having that. He jumped to his death so I would stop bullying him. Sorry, Baron/Count Richteroffen. Also, this is a really cool animation that you, like, never see in the game of, like, Wario retransforming back from, like, flat Wario because you landed in water. Like, a lot of transformations end when you get in water, but it's not something you see all the time. So it's just kind of interesting. Oh, that was actually perfect, and then I messed it up. That was also perfect, and then I messed it up. Just a lot of messing up on my part right here. Yeah, so I don't know, it's kind of a neat little... Oh, we can make this jump without jumping off the paragoon. I forgot that we have a better jump now. And the paragoon walked off screen, so... Oops. Let's do this, like, let's actually do this now, because I did this very bad. Like, basically every way you could fail this arrangement, I just did it. It was very impressive. Very impressive. What would have been more impressive would have been if I knocked the paragoon off the screen. Again, and hey, it's that mollusk guy that we just saw. It's so weird that you don't see them, and then you get the ability to interact with them, and then you see them, which I know makes sense, like, oh, let's introduce game mechanics that work with the new thing that you got, but it's also just strange that you don't see them up until this point, and hopefully we have enough Fat Wario to get where we're going, because there was the donut blocks in the other room, but we do have to walk a little ways, so hopefully... Oh yeah, we have the... Oh, we had just enough clearance to get to that, and unfortunately that coin is lost. There is nothing we can do about the coin that we have foregone. It is gone forever. Oh shoot, now that we're opening this up, I just realized that I don't think I told you guys the name of the treasure from the last level, which was the Trusty Torch, which you use to Trusty Torch down the Forest of Fear, I guess. And then this treasure, you know, I obviously don't have to tell you what this treasure is. This treasure is very obviously a pinkish-purple 1958 Cadillac Eldorado. What else would it be other than a pinkish-purple 1958 Cadillac Eldorado? Like, it's so obvious. Come on. Like, you know, it's very, very clearly what that's supposed to be. Just, like, I know, like, I probably bothered you guys, like, explaining it to you, because it was so obvious, you know? So yes, time for the Grasslands, and this is actually going to be our last visit to the Grasslands. I probably don't have to pause and show you guys that we have all the treasures except the blue one. Every time I do that, for some reason my brain keeps defaulting to, you should do that. And also what we should do is kill these stupid slimes just because I don't like them. If you give them enough time, it appears that they despawn, or respawn, I should actually say. Which was strange because I feel like we didn't give them enough time to do that. Also, something cool is we now can jump high enough that we can just jump straight up onto our snake buddies' faces, so we don't have to wait for him to come down and up. They're still useful as platforms because, you know, we can jump up there and then use it as a platform to go even further than we could before. Oh, and damn it! If I had ended my crouch, we would have grabbed that coin, but unfortunately, because I was crouching, Wario's like hitbox region was too small to reach it, and I don't think I can make that jump up there. Because if we could, then we wouldn't have to do this full arrangement again. But what do you know? We got to do it again. I don't think I messed this up the first time we came here, but here we are, you know, here to do it again, and I'm messing everything up. And there we go. second time's the charm, as everybody always says. You know, that famed second time's the charm. Everybody loves to say that. But yes, we will be getting all the blue coins. We'll be getting all the musical coins since we're getting our blue chest here. And it's not one of 2 levels that I said that we wouldn't be doing it. And, you know, we know the other one's the Pool of Rain, and the other one we've gotten the coins for by now. And I've completely forgotten which level it was, because my brain, not good. Not good at all. And speaking of not good, I don't actually know where all of the coins are in this level off the top of my head. There's this one in this cave, but there's another cave we need to go visit. I'm not 100% sure if it's where I think it is, so I'm just going to hope it is. This one's nice. We just gotta use one of our grab robot friends to just lift us up very carefully up to the coin, and then everything is good. How many coins do we have? We have 3. I don't think there'll be 5 in the area we're going to go to. Yeah, because this is where we want to go for the blue chest, a little area you can't get to so you get to the jumbo jump. Another one of those lock and keys that this game so loves. I mean, every game loves lock and keys, because that's just kind of how game design works, more or less, unless you're just going to unless you have a completely, like, linear game, lock and keys are going to be, like, your bread and butter. Yeah, but shoot, I think there might be 2 coins packed there, maybe. There might be 3, like, at most, but I don't think so. Because there should be 1 more coin in this area. Yeah, because this is the area with the minigame block. When we came here, we saw that there was a coin just sitting around waiting for us to come and pick it up. So, thank you, coin. You're ours now. Let's go ahead and ground pound just to stun these spearheads so they don't get the better of us. Not that them hitting us matters all that much. It's not like we would lose money. It's not like losing money is that much of a punishment, because, like, we're almost full up on money. This game has a max money of 999, which is such a shame. Because, like, in Wario Land 1, you need, like, 10,000 coins to beat, or well, not beat the game, but get the best ending of the game. And then in Wario Land 2, you end up, like, dealing in the thousands of coins, like region of how much money you have. In this game, not only do you have a max amount of coins that, like, you can very easily hit if you're doing all of the musical coins. Like, whenever I play this game normally, without doing the musical coins, like, I tend to not hit that amount of money. But now that we're doing this and getting, like, you know, 80 coins per level, at least, like, once, you know, we're going to be hitting the max quite a lot. And stupid Applebee's. Getting fat off of Applebee's, not something that you'd ever think anyone would ever say, because Applebee's, bad. Very bad. Not good food. I don't know why I've decided to just hammer this stupid restaurant that I haven't been to in over a decade. I guess it's just because, you know, the name came up, and it's a bad restaurant. It's very bad. Excuse me, Silkies, I'm coming through, and I do not want to be wrapped up in a ball yet, because we do want to get, to deal... You know what, let's just grab a barrel and throw it at them. Why the hell not? Yeah, screw you guys. Even though it's this one that's giving me the trouble, let's just avoid his arc, because I think they... Okay, I wasn't sure if they had a specific arc. It seems like they have very good control of their arms. God, I just don't like Applebee's. Like, these enemies, like, I mean, like, the enemies themselves are fine, just they can be kind of annoying. Like, having 4 placed like this is annoying, and also just I hate the apple, like, theme. I mean, I personally like apples. I think apples are very good, but just, why would you use apples as the, yeah, you eat one of these, and then, you know, you're suddenly, like, too fat to do most things, and let's just go ahead and dodge, and hopefully, yeah, there we go. They kind of do, like, a little taunt whenever they throw, which gives you enough time to sneak on by. I guess I was having some brain problem situations over here, as it were. Oh, this is a neat little arrangement. Not something you see very often, but we're going to have to move this oven, which, it's so strange to me that they didn't decide to change the contextualization of the oven for this game. Because, like, in Wario Land 2, like, a lot of the places you see the ovens are, like, these indoor places that, like, you know, like, oh yeah, there could be an oven in there. And it's a nice contextualization for, like, you know, a moving block. But just like in this game, it's like, yeah, you're in a, just, you know, this weird grassland, a cave in a grassland. Here's an oven. It's kind of strange. But it also, I guess, fits just the kind of weird vibe Wario Land 3 is given off. And we should, yeah, okay. I think we're good, because I didn't remember about that coin that was right there, but I do remember 2 coins coming up in the next area, so we're all good in the hood. I was very worried that I was going to miss one, because the Grasslands isn't a level that I have in my brain bits all that well. Let's go ahead and break all 3 of these, because we are now going to need the help of a Silky to get by. And if you just break, like, 2 of those, or just 1, like, obviously 1 won't fit, but you need a 3-block clearance to be able to get through there. And please, Silky, don't bounce into me. I just need you to wrap me up. And that's a very interesting thing you don't see very often. Since we were on the ladder, we were still in the being wrapped up animation as we fell. It's just kind of something neat you don't see very often. And this is a weird coin to get to, because I believe it's just off screen. Well, I mean, there's 2 coins over here. And this coin is just nasty, because this coin, you know, you can pick it up and you're like, oh, that's good. Everything's good. And this is a coin that you might not be able to get to. If you come and break all of these blocks, you'll just kind of screw yourself out of getting the coin, I believe. Maybe you can... Actually, no, we have the super jump now. So I think if you put a spearhead down, you'd be able to jump off of it. So you wouldn't screw yourself. But this next coin is very nasty because it is just slightly off screen. There is no indication this is up here. This is such a rude coin. I am not a fan of it. I mean, obviously, like, you know, if you, like, completely explore the level, you'll end in a point where it's like, oh, I have 7 coins. Where is the last coin? But just having something just slightly off screen is just very, very rude. There's not really a good indication that there's something up there. And then even if you were to jump, you wouldn't make it up there. So you'd have to be paying attention to, oh, Wario slightly went off screen. Like, oh, you know, there's something up there I can check out. But there's just no good indication that there's something up there. And I get that, you know, secrets in games sometimes should be, like, really well hidden, but I always just hate it whenever there's not, like, a terribly good tell. And, oh, I thought we'd be close enough to the chest for Wario just to automatically go and open it, but, I guess he wasn't. But there we go. We are now done with the grasslands forever. No more grasslands for us, because that was, you know, our final chest. We got all 8 of the musical coins, even if the last one was a garbage. But out of this blue chest, we get this blue figurine of the Blue Battle Boy from that video game you like. Boy, I like that video game. And we also have maxed out our money, which is nice, because we should be getting to the point where golf will be becoming more expensive, going up to 50 coins a pop, and I believe 50 coins a pop is the most expensive it ever gets. I don't think it ever gets any more expensive than that, but whatever. We are now going to be going to the Stagnant Swamp, and even though we've unlocked the ability to tell the sun to come out, you know, we can demand the sun, hey, it's time to rise. In fact, hey sun, get up. Even though I'm going to make it night, not because we need to do this level at night, just because thematically I feel like it'll be good. I suppose we'll see that in a second. I promise that when we come to the Stagnant Swamp for its blue chest, we will come here during the night so we can see the Stagnant Swamp at night. But I just want to do this level, or at day, excuse me, not at night. Just so we can see the level at day at least once. But I wanted to do this level at night just because I feel like thematically it'll work very well. What I just did there with the rolling thing is the easiest way I know to activate the rolling glitch. So even though there's no visual change on Wario's sprite, he is now in a constant state of attacking, which we'll show by just running through these blocks. And now the mouse can never ever catch up to us because we are just the best. We're just breaking every single thing, just running through it because the game thinks we're rolling and it's considering us in a rolling state, so we can just run straight through these enemies and it rules. The mouse, however, since it can't be killed, it's a bit of a special case. We can injure it if we were to, like, approach it from the back, which, like, I'll do it now. Like, oh, can you only hit it with the ground? Oh, you can only stun it with the ground pound, so the attacking doesn't work. But since it's trying to catch us, even if we were to run straight into the front, attacking it doesn't deactivate, like, its grab attack, so, unfortunately, the robot mouse cannot be dealt with the rolling glitch, but it does make this area, like, so easy to chump the, Now that I think about it, that's very clearly a mole and not a mouse, who ended up getting us after all. And, God, that is a mole. Shit, I always just thought that was a mouse. Like, on a Game Boy, like, screen, like, you know, the sprites aren't, like, terribly big, so, like, I would always just thought it was a mouse. But now that I can, like, see it in, like, glorious 1080p, even though I'm not playing this on a 1080p screen, not that my monitor's bigger than 1080p, just that, you know, I'm not playing this in 1080p because that would horribly stretch the resolution, yada yada yada, but just, you know, I'm playing this on a big screen, and I can now see that the stupid thing is actually, in fact, a mole, and I can't believe that I never realized that in all these years of playing this game, that I never stopped and said, hey wait, that stupid thing's a mole, because it's very clearly a mole. Huh, that's so weird, that I just thought it was a mouse for all these years. I mean, maybe I didn't know what a mole was when I was a kid? Like, no, I knew what a mole was, because I knew Diglett was supposed to be a mole. That's weird. Guess I was a dumb kid, who knows? Well, I mean, I knew I was a dumb kid. That is known. And hopefully the mouse won't get us here. Yeah, cool. Since we haven't, like, aggroed the mouse is just gonna... I'm still calling it a mouse. Since the mole isn't aggroed, it's gonna chill out over there. But we went ahead and got that green key from that, like, simple, like, bring the enemy up, like, jumping puzzle, which is the second one of those we've actually seen in this episode. But here is the boss hiding the green key, Jimano, who doesn't have an English name. That's the only name they have for this boss, and that's its Japanese name. And it's a ghost pirate captain who, for some reason, is chilling in a swamp, and I've kind of messed up this boss a little bit. Because you beat this boss by knocking out all of these lanterns. You gotta be quick about it because they respawn, which seems to be a weird thing that they like to do with ghosts in Japan, because there's, like, a thing like this in Oracle of Seasons as well, in the Grave something? I don't remember the name, but it's like the 7th level, and it's the something's grave. Jimano's a very simple boss, and that's why I want to do it at night, because there's a ghost. And I have no idea why there's the ghost of a pirate captain in a swamp. Like, I guess it's close enough to the ocean that maybe at one point there was a high tide and they ended up here. This is a very interesting area with, like the sprites in the background. I don't think you see anywhere else, so it's like this weird, like, pirate ship-like hole. It makes me wonder if maybe they planned for there to be a pirate ship at one point, which would have been really cool. I would have been super into that, because I'm a big fan of just pirates and ships and junk. And it would have been neat. But Jimano, despite being a kind of an easy boss, he can also be an annoying boss, because if you mess up a lot, like getting around his room, if he just touches you, he'll throw you out. So it can kind of become a little bit of a doozy of a boss fight if you're not that careful. But Jimano, an important boss, because he gives us our 4th music box. An important boss music box. And here we go. We finally get, like, the music box. I keep saying, like, oh yeah, like, that's a music box that I can imagine. But, like, the music box that you open like a box, and there's, like, a little ballerina or something inside. I mean, I know the sprite wasn't all that, like, specific, but it looked like a little dancer dancing around to me. Like, that's the music box. That's, like, the most generic music box I can imagine. Not to say, like, oh, it's bad. Just, like, you know, in my mind, if I think music box, that's what I think of. But by playing that music box, we've opened up a whirlpool in the middle of the western part of the ocean, which will allow us to go beneath the waves, which we'll be checking out next time. We'll be checking out this level that the music box has so gratefully gifted us, instead of checking out the Forest of Fear, which I really enjoy, and we're going to be seeing later, because it's a really cool level, and I want to save it for later, because if we save it for just a little bit longer, we can really, really savor the level. We can savor it to its maximum potential. It just needs to marinate for a little bit. We're going to let the Forest of Fear marinate, and then we're going to whip it out, and it's going to grill so good. It's going to grill the best. We're going to slow cook it. But next episode, we're not going to do that. We're going to go beneath the waves instead.